So someone is offering you this rebirth, and I feel that you need to remain dedicated to the ideas that you already were. Do not be swayed by circumstance. Hi, my name's Dee, and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now, this is your full moon Gods at Play reading for the full moon in February in Leo. Normally, I would ask you to ask a question before the reading, which you could do, but there's a different way to look at these readings. This is an introductory blurb. It will be the same on all of the signs. There'll be a timestamp down below to get past it, because the reason being, you should watch more than one. I would advise watching your sun, moon, and rising sign, and maybe through the filter. For your sun, the who you are. For your rising, who you're becoming. For your moon, how you're feeling or how your feelings will be affected. Now, what I will have is a spread of the gods that are pressing down upon you, suppressing you, dividing you from you and your higher purpose, and the gods that are lifting you up and giving you the support and propelling you all on your higher purpose. Now, the full moon in Leo, according to some of the astrologers I've been watching, is all about taking a stand, standing up, declaring your power. We've got a lot of, not opposition, but challenges that are in the skies at the moment. So this full moon is all about giving ourselves the opportunity to face those challenges head on. So if you don't know what your moon or rising signs are, by the way, there's a link down in the description. Press through that, you go through, get a free birth chart, and that can give you quite a lot of insight. Okay, let me bring up the cards. Right, Cancer, I may dive straight into the tarot with this one because you have a really interesting selection of cards here. The gods that are trying to suppress you or get in between you and your higher purpose are Aries with war, Sekhmet with reduction, Isis with resurrection, the Morai with destiny, which is an interesting one to be in your way, and Plutus with wealth. Supporting you is Akat with dedication, Hera with commitment, Persephone with compliance, Helen of Troy with beauty, and Prometheus with cunning. Now, bear in mind that Helen of Troy was the instigation of the Trojan War, and not without brains of her own. So it looks like you're having to dedicate yourself to something. And with Persephone, I'm picking up that the compliance is you need to comply with what it is you have dedicated yourself to. But remember that she is compliant for 6 months of the year, and the other 6 months she is free. She made the mistake of eating 6 pomegranate seeds when kidnapped into the underworld and has to stay there for 6 months. Let me bring the other camera up. So I want you to tread very, very carefully and ensure that you are remaining true to the ideas that you have dedicated yourself to, and not be pushed into another role that is being offered to you, which can be seen as a rebirth for you. But I don't think that rebirth is the direction to go. It seems to be one where someone around you is saying, well, obviously, this is for you. This is what you need to be doing. Let me make, oh, no, wrong camera. Let me make them cards a bit bigger for you. There we go. So someone is offering you this rebirth, and I feel that you need to remain dedicated to the ideas that you already were. Do not be swayed by circumstance, by conflict within the workplace, within the family, within the social environment, that is causing you to give something up, reduction. And I feel like that, since that reduction here is right above dedication and commitment, it's asking you, and this is something that you should refuse, it's asking you to reduce your commitment to something. you can appear compliant, you can appear as if you are setting foot on this path, and that might be the more peaceful option, but you only want to appear as though you are setting off on this path. You don't want to actually be setting off on this path. So externally, you can turn around and say, yeah, okay, that this is needed. Yeah, you've got to gear up about something, certainly. And you can make plans to ensure that whatever this conflict is not going to affect you. But you don't have to bow down to what anybody else is telling you to do. Because this resurrection looks like it's going to take off at a fast pace. But I do feel like we've got here the Morai card, and then the Wheel of Fortune, which features the Morai on it, the Fates. 5 of Wands here on wealth. Right, there's a debate about your resources. There's a debate about somebody's resources anyway, and they're obviously somebody who the fact that whether they have resources or not is going to affect you. Let's see how we can use the... Okay, that one really wanted to come out. Knight of Wands, Knave of Wands, Three of Swords with Persephone. But this Three of Swords is it's where Odysseus tied himself to the mast so that he could hear but not react to the siren song. And I think that's what you need to... This is why I'm saying you need to appear like you are complying, but be cunning. Do not lose sight of what you have already committed to, what you have already dedicated to. You can move forward with both. Okay, so I feel that maybe there's a plan that you had and the plan that somebody else has for you. You can appear like you are moving forward with the second while continuing to move forward with the first at the same time. It is not an either or. Although I think someone is trying to tell you it's an either or. You can't be doing this commitment because you have to do what I'm telling you. You have to take this rebirth, take this new role. But there is... Okay, seek after beauty. Seek after that thing that makes you go, yeah, that's lovely. I'm heading in that direction. That's where I want to go. Like a beautiful life, a beautiful meadow, a beautiful... Use beauty as a spur, a hint for a destination. Also, if you see a beautiful painting or a beautiful something or other, take note of what's going on at that moment, because I think that that is something that is your intuition speaking you to say, pay attention to the signs right now. Because if you are cunning, your own dream is going to come about and you will get respite from this other situation. I don't want you to be drawn in to all of the plans for this conflict, whatever it is. The resurrection wants to move a lot faster. You adopting the new role, they're wanting you to move a lot faster than I think what you're necessarily willing to. And you would be right to just appear compliant, but be cunning so that you are doing your own thing at the same time as appearing to comply with these demands. Let's see, one final card to see. Eight of Swords. Yeah, don't let this be your weakness. Don't let this paralyze you. You've already committed to something. You've already dedicated yourself to something. That is something that you need to move forward with. This conflict, this protecting of resources, this fact that people are saying, but this is, of course, this is what you're supposed to do. It's pretty obvious that that's what you was put here for. This is, you remember this family, you remember this team, you're my friend, you're this, that. So of course you've got to do this. It's the right thing. That's a weakness. Don't let this stress you out. Do both, but keep your eye on the prize that you have already decided. So if this means anything to you, Cancer, comment down below. Please press subscribe while you're there. Give us a like. It helps the video get out there. Your next reading, obviously, will be the waning moon reading, where indeed we are looking at what to reduce. But what to reduce is not your own commitment. That's fairly strong here. In the meantime, yeah, good luck with this. Cheers.